Welcome to this podcast episode brought to you by AGS Agriculture Global Solutions, your partner for better farming practices in Malaysia. So today, let's get into something that, well, every single one of us has to deal with. After you deliver your FFB, what happens to that huge pile of biomass? I'm talking about the empty fruit bunch, OPFB.
It's a massive challenge for the industry. We're generating something like 21.8 million tons of it every year.
Every single year. And it's usually just a disposal problem. You see it piled up. Sometimes it's rotting away, releasing methane.
Or it's being burnt, creating that white smoke that we're all trying to move away from. It's a headache.
Exactly. But what if we could shift our thinking on this? There's a new approach emerging that turns OPFB from a waste issue into a really valuable resource for your soil.
Right. It's called solar-driven gasification.
That sounds very technical. Let's break that down. What does that actually mean for a farmer on the ground?
It sounds complex, but the idea is actually quite clever. Instead of just burning the bunches in an open field, they use concentrated solar power.
So using the sun.
Exactly. To heat the EFB to extreme temperatures inside a sealed reactor, we're talking really, really hot, between 1100 and 1300 degrees Celsius.
And there's another part to this that's really interesting. They're not just heating it, they're also pumping in CO2, carbon dioxide.
Yes, that's the key. You're taking two things that are often seen as problems, the biomass waste and CO2, and reacting them together at that high temperature.
So what comes out at the other end?
Two things. First is something called syngas, which is a fuel the mill can use to generate power. But the second thing is what really matters for us. It's called biochar.
Okay, let's focus on that. We all know about using raw, empty fruit bunches for mulching. It's okay, it adds some organic matter, but it's also bulky and slow to break down.
It is, and heavy to transport. This biochar, though, it's a complete upgrade.
How so?
When you cook the OPFB at 1300 degrees, you're basically concentrating all the good stuff. The research shows that the potassium and phosphorus levels in this biochar are 10 to 20 times higher than in the raw bunches.
Wait, say that again. 10 to 20 times.
Yeah, that's right. It's a massive jump in nutrient density, and the sulfur content is double what you'd get from the raw EFB as well.
So you're getting much more bang for your buck logistically.
Absolutely. Think about it. Instead of hauling truckloads of wet, raw bunches, you're applying a much lighter nutrient-packed product. You're getting a potent soil conditioner, not just mulch.
Okay, but what about safety? Anytime you're using a byproduct like this, you have to wonder about heavy metals.
A very fair question. They tested for it specifically. Lead, cadmium, chromium, all of them were either negligible or completely undetectable. It's clean.
That's great to hear.
Yeah.
So beyond the extra nutrients, what does it do for the soil itself? With the heavy rains we get, leaching is always a big concern.
This is where it really shines. This biochar is almost 96% carbon. And because of its structure, it's incredibly porous. It acts like a sponge in your soil.
A sponge?
Yes, it holds onto water, and more importantly, it holds onto nutrients, preventing them from just washing away during a downpour. It improves your soil structure almost immediately.
So let's put this all together. What is the one piece of advice for a grower listening to this?
The takeaway is pretty clear. If you get the chance to use biochar made from EFB like this, you should prioritize it. It's far superior to just using raw mulch, which can sometimes bring pests, or raw ash from burning.
And this biochar is sterile, packed with nutrients, and it actually stays in the soil and works for you for a very long time.
For decades, potentially. And it's a win for the mill, too. They get the syngas to run their operations, maybe even become energy independent.
So it lowers their costs, and we get a better product for our fields.
That's the idea. It's about closing the loop, turning waste into value for everyone.
Definitely something to keep an eye out for. It's not just about what fertilizer you use, but how well your soil can actually hold and deliver to the trees. Remember to visit our AI farming assistant at cropdrive.ai to learn more on how to increase your oil palm yields and incomes. Thanks for listening.